Alright, this is a brief tutorial on how to set IP addresses and modify settings in your virtual machine to make sure that you can get online with your devices in the shop. So we're going to start with a brief network architecture. So here I will put a laptop and then I will put a panel. Inside this panel, there could be a switch, there could be just a PLC, there could be an entire network of racks. It doesn't matter. And here we will show a Ethernet connection straight to the Ethernet port on that laptop. Okay. So after that, we are more concerned with the wireless connection, and the wireless is accessed through the Wi-Fi adapter on the laptop, and this is how you get an external connection to the rest of the network. This is how I might remote in to assist with panel checkouts and so on. So what we have is the network here is disjoint from the network over here. Okay, this on the left is our local area network, having nothing to do with the greater EMD network, and on the right is the EMD network. So with that being said, there's a few settings that you guys need to be aware of, and we'll just talk about IP addresses briefly. So on my base machine, that means the machine that is not the virtual machine, we can see here that I've got two things. I'm going to right click this icon, open this, and what I can see here is I've got two connections actually active here. The virtual network adapters and the things down here, these are built-in things and they should never be touched. This is how your virtual machine is interacting with your other machine. But basically you've got two connections. One's going to be your hardwired connection, and it may be under unidentified networks as well. It doesn't matter. But then there's also your Wi-Fi connection. If you're having trouble getting on the internet, your internet's not active, make sure your Wi-Fi adapter is turned on, and then you can come in here and see, go click on properties, click on TCP/IP version 4, go to properties, and make sure this is all set to obtain an IP address automatically. Okay, this reaches out to Josh's servers there in the building and says, hey, what's my IP? And that's how it gets it. Now, on your hardwired connection, even though you're just connected to a local area network and so on, we don't care about what that guy's IP address is. I would encourage you just to keep these set with automatic, just like that. It's not going to get an IP address, but you're not worried about that because everything you need to do is inside your virtual machine. So once inside the virtual machine, you again should have another network icon here. We can right click that one, open up basically the same window right here, and we can see there is a local area connection. Now this is where you would go to set the IP address, and the IP address you're going to give your laptop is one that should be available, should be on the network architecture, or at least defined in the same region, subnet region, which we'll talk about as the network architecture. So I'm going to go into this. I'm going to go to properties. I'm going to go to TCP/IP v4, go to properties, and here I can set an IP address that is valid on my network. So if I go 192.168.1.100, doesn't matter again, 255.255.255.0, that could be a valid IP address for my network. I don't need anything in the gateway. I don't need to bridge to other networks or anything like that here. This is just between me and the Allen Bradley or GE or whatever the remote device is. So there's one other thing that can happen to you, and that is, how does your virtual machine know which adapter it's connecting to? So your virtual machine could be connecting out here to your Wi-Fi automatically, or it could be automatically connecting to your Ethernet. It can automatically switch between the two based on which one has internet. So if it sees internet on the Wi-Fi, your virtual machine will try to switch to use the Wi-Fi, and you won't be funneling all that traffic through your Cat5 cable. And you can actually see that here if you go under Edit in your virtual machine and you go to the Virtual Network Editor. Here you can see that I'm in bridged mode. We'll talk about that as well. In bridged mode, right now it's set for automatic. So if I'm got a local area connection and a wireless connection, and this is automatic, it's going to reach to my wireless one. I'm going to pull that down, and I'm just going to say, oh, no, it needs to go to my Ethernet adapter. And when I do that, it will force the traffic through the Ethernet adapter. The other thing you can see, again, we're in bridged mode right here. So if I go to VM, removable devices, network adapters, settings, we can see here's the options, here's the settings that you can change on the virtual machine to say, do I want to share an IP address with my host, or do I want to be in bridged mode, which basically bridged mode simulates an actual connection to the network. It's a physical connection. It has its own IP address and so on. NAT uses the host IP address. We just don't use NAT. It has a place if you're having some problems. You should talk about it with myself, with a programmer, before you just go decide you want to try it. Make sure you are in bridged mode so you can simulate that physical connection. And then, of course, you know it's working when you can ping it. So we can pull up a command prompt, hit start, type CMD, and you can ping stuff. So you can ping IP addresses. 168.1.4. This is maybe me pinging a device out there. You know you're connected when you can ping the IP address of the given device. That's going to conclude how to set up your local machines. We'll do some more videos on how to set up other adapters for Allen Bradley and GE more specifically.